Hi, I'm Queenie Yu from Bullet Point News. I'm with Kirk Porter from Macpherson Christmas Tree Farm at Highway 48 and Davis Drive in Stouffville. Kirk, welcome to Bullet Point News.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Kirk, tell us about Macpherson Christmas Tree Farm.
We're just a small run family farm here. My father-in-law, I want to say he said he planted the first trees like 35, 40 years ago, and it was just a small little patch, and now we got about 20 acres of trees. So it's almost, I would say, considered third generation at this point. He planted them with his mom, and then he took it over full time, and now me and Alicia are kind of partnered with him, keeping it going. So
Great. What types of trees do you have, and could you talk about the characteristics of each type?
In our field, mostly are white spruce. There is some firs. We got Canaan fir, balsam fir, and Fraser firs. Uh, the spruce seem to do the best in this area, so that's why we have so many planted. They grow fast and they're not as susceptible to disease and bugs and whatnot. So that's what seemed to be holding their own up there. And then we do have some pine. We just planted about 500 recently in the last 2 years. And then we also bring in pre-cuts a lot from Quebec, and those are all firs, Fraser and Cook fir, and they're beauty looking trees. But they do, I don't know what they do out in Quebec there, but they seem to grow them really well if it's the soil or whatever the flash cold that they get right in September. But yeah, so we bring in about 300 to 350 pre-cuts to go along with our cut your own trees to give everyone the option. So yeah, and it's been crazy busy with in the last say 3 to 4 years of people getting back into wanting to cut your own. So the demand is just kind of shot up, and then farms have closed down too. Unfortunately, there's been a few farms in this area that have shut down in the last couple of years. So just trying to keep up with the Christmas spirit for everyone, but can't make them grow fast enough.
What should people take into consideration before choosing the right Christmas tree?
Time. It depends on how long. Like they say that firs will last the longest. So there's a trade-off to all of them. The spruce smells so strong, and you walk into a room and you really know that there's a real Christmas tree in there, but they tend to drop their needles the quickest. A fir will hold them longer. They don't have quite as strong of a smell. I mean, it's a real tree. It's not a fake tree, so it still has a nice scent, but the firs last a little bit longer. The strongest limbs tend to seem to be the spruce, but they're prickly, so they're not as fun to decorate. They kind of bite back at you, as opposed to a fir, which is really soft. We've been telling people, 3 weeks with a spruce. So some people have come early, and we've just suggested, just leave it out back. It's the same as it's sitting outside here. There's no difference. And you just recut the bottom before you bring it in, and then that's when you'll typically get your 3 to 3.5 week span. It depends too on the atmosphere of the room. If my father-in-law in his living room, it feels like you're sitting in an igloo. So a spruce tree tends to live 5 to 6 weeks in there. But if you put it in a standard living room where it's warm and cozy, like most people like it, that's when you'll probably get your 3 weeks. And if you got a heat register in the area, it'll dry it out quicker because it's drying out the room. You see it. People have to put humidifiers just for us because we start to dry out in the winter too. So yeah, it's a lot of things come into play. You got to make sure it's got a lot of water. Yeah. Other than that, there's
Do some trees require more care? Um, and how should we best care for our trees?
I wouldn't say more care. They're all kind of the same. If you let any of them run out of water, they're all going to die really fast. It's they can drink like we've noticed up to a liter a day in the first week of water. So, if you miss that, you just top it up a little bit in the morning and you don't get back to it later in the afternoon on the next day and it dries out, it'll seal at the bottom and then it won't take any water in and you could lose your tree in a week. I've just been telling people, always check in the morning and always check it at night. It's like having a pet. You're not going to let your dog go a long time without water. So if you keep it full, it's not going to drown it. So yeah, that's the key.
Um,
That's the end all be all tip. Do not let it run out of water.
you mentioned that you're really busy right now. Are there still nice trees left?
Yeah, they're small, they're nice, but they're now getting into this, the 6 foot range. And this is the first weekend of December, so people are really wanting to get out. And we've noticed in the last 3 years, since 2020, anyways, for sure, people are getting out earlier to get the trees, so things move a lot quicker. This will be our third weekend open now, and where it used to be our second, and way back when it used to didn't even open a farm until the first weekend of December. So yeah, it's still, and even with we like to include everything, especially on the weekends. Even if you're getting a pre-cut, you still can come for the free hot chocolate. You can still bring the family, go for a wagon rides. We let everyone go for a walk on the plantation, enjoy the day. We got campfires going. You get the whole Christmas feel, and then you go home with a nice pre-cut, and everybody's happy. So
Do you still have scavenger hunts? And tell us more about the wagon rides.
yeah, we do. We That's kind of our little staple thing. Everyone comes here for the scavenger hunt. So we put little business cards in the trees, and then the kids get to run around. And for each tree purchase, they can bring down a business card and they get a candy bag. So like, I don't know. I really think the parents enjoy it more than the kids because it tires the kids out, and then they get to go and pour their glass of wine and have their beer and decorate the tree, and the kids are snoozing on the couch. So yeah, we have that, and then we have the hot chocolate, which everyone likes to warm up with, and then yeah, we have a landscaping trailer that gets towed by our tractor, and then me and Don made sides to make it look like a sleigh, so it looks like you're being towed on Santa's sleigh. So it's kind of fun, and then yeah, we make a donation every year to sick kids, so we have some baked goods here for people to purchase those, and then we donate all the proceeds from that to Sick Kids Hospital, and yeah, it's fun.
Great. If a busy family is wondering whether they should just pick up a pre-cut tree from a nearby store or go to your farm to cut their own tree, what would you say to encourage them to bring the entire family to your farm?
It's a good outing. I mean, you're not gonna get the atmosphere. There's two of us dressed in elf outfits too, so I mean, I don't think you're gonna find that at a big box store. And we got some, photo op things floating around. Don built a wooden um, little mini truck so the kids can go over there and in between all the trees and take pictures on the truck. And there's another sleigh up in the field. So I think there's a lot more of a family outing and a more Christmas spirit. And even if they don't want to cut a tree, they can still get their pre-cut here, spend the whole day. Some people spend 3 hours hanging out, sitting by the fire, socializing with everyone. We like to think we're nice people here too, so we're pretty easygoing and talk to everybody. We see the same people year after year, and especially families with young kids. They've been coming since they've been two, and now all of a sudden they're in university. So yeah, it becomes a tradition as opposed to just going out, into the parking lot and grabbing one. Nothing against doing that
Okay.
either if that's your thing, but
Okay. Great. Thank you so much, Kirk.
no problem.
I'll actually come with my family on Saturday to your farm.
Oh, that'll be fun. Yeah, we'll be here. We open at 9.
Wonderful. And you close at 4, right?
Yeah, yeah. We close down at 4.
Okay.
I mean, it's starting to get dark by 4:30 anyway, so
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah,
I'll see
we'll
you
be
on
here.
Saturday. Great.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Take care.